This is a recording of this year's Virtual Residency Fair. We'd like to take the time to thank the programs that volunteered their time to present to this year's applicants. This year's PM&R Scholars Virtual Residency Fair is supported by PM&R Recap and Ultrasound Guidance. PM&R Recap is the leading resource for your physiatry board preparation, clinical preparation, audition rotations, and beyond. PM&R Recap offers 35 hours of review videos, hundreds of review questions, and oral board cases to help you become the best physiatrist that you can be. Head to pmnrrecap.com to learn more. Ultrasound Guidance is the innovative new online ultrasound learning platform that gives you instant access to expert instruction. With rapid scans and complete scans of every joint and peripheral nerve, Ultrasound Guidance is the perfect way to jumpstart your MSK ultrasound learning. Visit ultrasoundguidance.com to learn more.
Thanks for the warm welcome. My name is Dr. Heron. I'm a PGY4, one of the co-chiefs.
Dr. Anderson, PGY3.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for joining us. We're just going to kind of explain and give you a presentation of our residency here in Arizona. All right, so yeah, it's in Scottsdale technically, but it's in the whole Phoenix metro. Metro area has about 5 million total. Scottsdale is kind of like the nicer area of Maricopa County, has a lot of great golf courses, spas, things along those natures. On average, there's over 300 sunny days a year. The summers are pretty warm. Last year was pretty brutal. This one's a little more mild, but the winters are great. You know, you get about 7-8 months of just perfect weather. We're in currently monsoon season, but those have also been pretty weak this year. And then occasionally you get these big old dust storms called haboobs, which I've seen maybe 2 in the whole few years I've been here. All right, so this is just kind of a general layout of, Phoenix area. You can kind of see Phoenix in the center here. And then our residency is actually right here. You'll find that most of the students or most of the residents are going to live along this 101 to 51 area here. And then a lot of them live right next to here. We do have a VA rotation, Phoenix Children's rotation down here, more in the downtown. But pretty much any rotation that you're living in this region, you can get to within 20 minutes or so, even if it's a bad traffic day. So just a little bit about HonorHealth in general. It's a nonprofit hospital system. There are 6 hospitals, which I'll show you on the next slide, I believe. It does have magnet status, meaning it has a higher retention rate on nurses and just probably a little higher quality in general. There's tons of new specialties and new fellowships and residencies every year. And then you can kind of see some of the ancillary or the other hospitals that we do kind of have somewhat relationship with. There's 5 residencies, but they're adding a few more, and then fellowships as well. So these purple words are basically where all the hospitals are. We spend most of our time here next to Shea. We do have free food at any of these hospitals, so that's great. A lot of it, like right before here, I just stopped at Shea and then came over to the rehab hospital real quick. And then you'll do intern year here at Thompson Peak. It's a smaller hospital. It's in North Scottsdale. It's really a really great experience that I can talk about later if you guys really want to know. And then we don't really spend a whole lot of time at Sonora. Occasionally we'll be at John C. Lincoln here, Deer Valley, and Osborne for consults. And there's also an inpatient rehab hospital in Osborne where your PGY 3 and 4 years, you'll do a month there each year. All right.
So yeah, this is kind of a picture of our rehab hospital. So where we do most of our inpatient blocks. So a lot of your PGY 2 years spent here. There's 13 blocks total, and 1 block is 4 weeks. And so on your inpatient rotations, you'll go through general rehab, stroke rehab, TBI, SCI, and PEDS. PEDS you won't get until PGY 3 year, but you'll do 2 months of PEDS at the Children's Hospital of Phoenix, which is a nice hospital downtown near the VA, where you get a lot of great experience doing Botox injections, things like that. And then our APD is also works over there. So yeah, but yeah, most of your inpatient rotations are going to be at this rehab hospital. You get an SCI like specialty experience at the Barrows Neuro Rehab for 1 block in your PGY 3 year. But you can also do electives as well. And I mentioned the peds already. For most of your inpatient blocks, you're typically going to start around 8 a.m. It's a lot of one-on-one with attendings and working with co-residents as well. But you definitely get to round one-on-one with attendings and also get that that education time set aside as well. Well, you get to learn from them one-on-one as well. There are the team or multidisciplinary conferences once per week, which you're welcome to sit in. For certain rotations, it's required. Others, it's kind of more just learning experience. But those are valuable as well to get to sit in with the PTs, OTs, case managers, and speech therapists. Don't forget them. And then EMR at the rehab hospital is Epic, which is really nice. So you get really good at using Epic, get really efficient there. Some of the other rotations, which I haven't had yet, are they Epic as well? Or
Most of anything with HonorHealth is going to be Epic. Of course, the VA is going to be CPRS, and then the Phoenix Children's is their own thing, but it's mostly Epic.
Yeah, cool. And then home call is great. It's very manageable. Currently, we're at 1 night per week and then 1 weekend per month. And I don't know why I said currently. That hasn't changed since I've been here. I don't anticipate it changing. So that's what you can expect. It's very manageable and doable, and it feels pretty fair too. And as far as consults, which is kind of a quasi inpatient rotation, there's 3 blocks total, 1 block per year. And that's with our attending Dr. Israel, who's great. And then you'll pretty much be traveling kind of to all those purple names of hospitals around the Phoenix metro area and participating in trauma rounds and getting that whole consult experience. So yeah. And as far as outpatient, it's 15 blocks total. So we do a lot of that at the VA. So doing our MSK rotations, neuro rehab, which is kind of a mix between the VA and HonorHealth. We get sports medicine at Mayo, which was a great rotation last year for my PGY 2 year. Really enjoyed that. And then interventional spine, we get exposure through both HonorHealth and the VA. So kind of get to have that VA experience where it's a little more slower pace, but it's really great learning environment. Working with vets, and then the HonorHealth kind of more private practice side of interventional spine. And then you get the amputee care at the VA. And then we also added a recent prosthetics rotation through Hanger. And then EMG, we do, I believe it's 5 or 6 blocks, so mainly at the VA and some at HonorHealth as well. Let's see. So yeah, electives, you get 5 total. So it's 1, 2, and 2 for the subsequent years. These are currently available rotations that you can choose from. You can definitely add on other ones. Like for example, if you wanted to, I think we have our co-chief Zaid is I believe doing a rotation back in Chicago in his hometown, and he's going to try to set up a rotation there. So you can definitely add on other electives. All right, resident benefits. So yeah, the important stuff here. So of course, we get comprehensive insurance plans. Financial planning is available, and I think we've all pretty much taken advantage of that, which has been really nice. We do the retirement account matching. I think it's 4% match, or up to 4%. Let's see. I believe currently the sick time is 3 days per year for like 6/personal wellness days. There's of course the maternity, paternity leave. What else? I think vacation, not sure if it's on here, but it's currently it's at 15 days per year. So basically three weeks. Let's see. Yeah, free parking, which is super nice. And it's pretty available at all times. You don't really have to park across the street and walk across the street or anything. Let's see. Yeah. Library help is really nice. And then we get like QI. Yes, free food in Starbucks is very nice. Actually, that really adds up. So
yeah, so all of the HonorHealths will have Starbucks inside them, so you can feel free to get your Starbucks coffee if you enjoy that, or if not, there's plenty of other ways to say, and the cafeteria is huge at all these hospitals, so can't go wrong. So I'll just start talking about didactic opportunities real quick. So they are Tuesday mornings. They're every Tuesday, 8 to noon. Usually the first hour is an attending lecture, followed by a resident presentation at 9 o'clock hour. Those are usually case presentations, journal clubs, could be an anatomy, ultrasound. We are bumping up our ultrasound curriculum as well. A lot of that is with the VA as well. They have some amazing machines. So going over there and really playing around on those is really fantastic. And then we also have some EMG presentations as well. Usually the 10 o'clock hour is a lifestyle medicine, which is just beginning into our curriculum. So after going through the lifestyle medicine curriculum, which is built into didactics, you would be able to sit for the boards for that. Or if the other thing is sometimes we'll have therapy lectures as well, just going over various things. Then we finish up usually doing board review questions. Someone will usually present several questions and have a bunch of learning points in them, and then oral boards as well. Our program director gave oral boards last year, just so to kind of give us insight on the whole situation. And so practicing that really has been beneficial. There's other things as well. We have spasticity training, VR training, backlift and pump training as well. There's grand rounds at the VA and HonorHealth with one noon lecture a month typically. And then about 4 times a year, there's the academic affairs grand rounds where all the residents and all the programs get together at one of the hospitals and just have learn about something. We have 2 retreats a year. Those are on Fridays, the mornings. You're not responsible for anything those days. You just show up. You have lectures in the morning. A lot of times it's about business type things, opportunities and PM&R, those types of lectures. And then we have lunch together with our attendings and then go out and usually do something fun. We've played Frisbee golf. We've done various things as well. All right. Here's just some pictures of our didactic day. You can tell it's usually pretty eventful, pretty fun. Work pretty close with the therapist.
Yeah, so for volunteering, there's lots of opportunities within, because the Phoenix metro area is so huge and there's a huge population to serve. So there's just so many opportunities. So there's like sideline coverage. We've done pre-participation in sports physicals. There's just so many major events that come through, such as Ironman. There's the National Veterans Wheelchair Games, Special Olympics. There's just lots of opportunities to volunteer.
One of the perks about living here is not only being the only PM&R residency in Arizona, is the fact that we are in driving distances of great locations, especially if you're in the North Phoenix region. Sedona is less than 2 hours away. Flagstaff is about 2.5, 3 hours away. You can get to the South Rim portions of the Grand Canyon just over 3 hours. It's really great. Been there a few times. You have the weekends off, so you can do what you please. Vegas and Palm Springs are both about 4.5 hours away. If you want to go to San Diego, it's closer to 5. And then not recently, but several times we used to go down to Puerto Penasco, Mexico. It's Rocky Point. It's a beach, basically, beach town in Mexico. So close to all that.
All right, so yeah, there's being a major metro area, there's lots of entertainment available. We got, of course, all these major sports teams. The Diamondbacks went to the World Series last year, not doing so hot this year, but we'll see. Hiking is amazing. You can be downtown and you can be hiking in like 10 minutes. It's everywhere. There's like mountains like in the middle of downtown. Mountain biking also very available. Camping nearby. Lots of golf courses in Scottsdale, and the desert is huge and there's lots to explore. So yeah, lots of like lakes nearby and rivers. Music fests, especially in the spring and fall time, they're pretty often. Every few weeks they're happening. In the summer, there's plenty of indoor things to do because it gets so hot. So there's lots of hubs around with just like AC and fun things to do. So yeah, you'll never be bored.
Yeah, definitely. And some of these pictures just show the various professional sports stadiums. And then pretty much every time you float on the Salt River, you're going to run into wild horses. So that's always something pretty cool as well. And that's like 40 minutes away from where most of us live. It's just right there. And then here's just a slide showing various residents through presentations at national conferences, AAPM&R, as well as AAP. It's pretty encouraged that all of us present at a national conference at some point. Yeah. And thank you. That's most of our presentation. We're happy to answer any questions through the chat or however, but that's actually an older photo. This is several years old at this point. We have actually, we have 4 residents now a year, not 2. So we've increased to 4 a year. All of the residents now will be at intern year doing that at Thompson Peak, HonorHealth Thompson Peak. And yeah. We have a lot of males, but recently we've been getting more female residents, which has been great. There's a PGY2 as well as two new interns that are female, so it's starting to become pretty balanced as far as the class goes. And how open is our program to international medical graduates? Yeah, we'd be open. I would definitely suggest apply. We have nothing against any international medical grad at all. So please apply. And then here's just a few of our emails in case you want to just check that out real quick. All right. Do you get to work with medical students? And then I noticed most of the, so we take 2 medical students every year. The first medical students are coming this year or on Monday. So there'll be 2 new 4th year medical students come in. They split their time between the VA doing mostly outpatient and inpatient here at the HonorHealth Rehab Hospital. So 2 weeks and 2 weeks. I noticed most of your residents are from the Arizona or the West. Is there a tie to the area preferred? No, the 2 chiefs, myself and Zaid, he's from Chicago. I'm from Missouri. A lot of others are from all over as well, but Montana, there's really no Western tie at all. Our program directors from New York, went to Johns Hopkins as well. So very, very open to anyone from any location.
Excuse me. I wrote my question in. I don't know if you saw it. It's about the clinical. You have to be active clinically at the moment to apply for the program. I don't know if I understood that correctly from your guys' website.
Current enrollment in a medical school.
I'm gonna have to refer that to like Chantal or. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate that is. That might have just been a statement. If you can email me, and then I will figure that out for you, and get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay, thank you. Can you put up your email again? Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put it in the chat because I think our time's up. All right. All right. And then, all right. Got a few more questions here. Let's see, Chandler Native here have some of the most important aspects you look for in applicants. I would say just really just well-rounded, like you're going to get that from pretty much any program. We're not focused necessarily so much on scores and things along those lines. That of course helps. I think good letters of recommendation, strong letters of recommendation are going to do you the most. Things that, that they can tie in that show that you can go above and beyond as well. Those types of things are always good. And then adjusted to the Phoenix summers. I mean, it's very hot. So I don't know. I'm from the Midwest. We get humidity, but this is a whole different ballgame out here. I would say it's not the heat during the day. It's the never cooling off at nights that gets you.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'd say for like types of applicants that we look for, if you're doing a rotation, just try to be a team player, and that goes with any program. I think looking for team players for sure.
We have about 1 minute left.
Any last minute questions?
Got it. Thank you. Are you audition rotation spots full? I believe they do fill up pretty quick, and I think they are full. I think everything is done through ERAS though, and I'm not quite sure exactly.
Fellowships. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah. So some of the ones that have already graduated have done sports medicine fellowship here at Banner, interventional spine at Cleveland Clinic. And the others have done private practice. One joined Barrow Neurological Institute. And yeah, so kind of about a 50-50 whether they fellowship or not. I don't know how to stop sharing.